Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today, we meet the man behind the art and murals in Youngstown. And we get a lesson in filleting a walleye, and I prepare walleye Angelina. But first, no space for a garden? Trumbull Neighborhood Partnership will help. The Trumbull Neighborhood Partnership is a large umbrella, and it is comprised of many programs. One of them is GROW, Garden Resources of Warren. It promotes sustainable urban agriculture. I paid a visit to the Garfield Community Garden. GROW offers beds, plants, tools, advice, and education on gardening. Be it flowers, vegetables, fruit, or just a peaceful green space. Garfield is just one of many community gardens that offers much needed productive land that was once an empty lot throughout Trumbull County. Well, this is Danita, and we are right now in the middle of the Garfield Community Garden in Warren. And it's interesting, Danita, you said that this side of town didn't have as much green space as other parts of town.
Right. There's no community park on this side of town. There are lots on the other side of town. So all of us here have tried to create, past having these garden plots, just a nice green space for people to come and enjoy and learn.
And this was the site of a school.
Yes, the Garfield Elementary School.
Okay, so now that's where the Garfield Park comes from.
That's where it comes from.
So if someone is interested for next year, what is the best way to sign up?
You know, the best thing they can do is call Trumbull Neighborhood Partnership, and Savasti will, she's the head of Project Growth. She will put them in touch
with the right garden, because this is not the only one.
Right,
you have
correct.
them all over, so
Correct.
you want it for closer proximity.
Yeah, you're going to be a more successful gardener if you're close to your garden.
This, of course, is not possible without the generosity of a lot of organizations.
Right.
I mean, who really steps up and helps keep this going?
Well, we have gotten 8 or 9 resident engagement grants from the Raymond John Ween Foundation over the years. Trumbull 100, we've had grants from them. Youth Build Trumbull has helped us. We have a passion to provide this green space for the community and see people enjoying nature and to provide a habitat. We've signed this property up with the Homegrown National Parks. We just want people to see, it's like the asparagus patch there. People come and go, what is that? Well, it's asparagus. You know, we want people to see
all the different
what
things.
Raspberries or elderberries or whatever it is looks like, or certain trees, and I'm working on that project to get kids to realize, you know, you can't have butterflies without caterpillars.
So milkweed is the only plant,
yes,
that monarch
butterfly will lay her eggs on.
is. This is it.
And I love planting plants like this because they're self-seeding.
Right.
So therefore they will just keep going on, and then that way you have all your insects coming back. Like your goldenrod, it's a spreader. She's going to spread, and after a while, you're going to have your bees, your butterflies, your wasps, any you want your pollinators.
And you just want them all back and healthy.
Because after a while, we keep tearing up land or making roads or tearing out homes. We tearing out all of this.
And I just think the pesticides too.
Oh yes,
I think,
oh yes,
you know,
oh yes, oh
so
yes.
many things are gone.
Oh
that
yes.
were around when I was little, you know.
Bet you won't see anymore.
Right. Well, I met Seb. What was that? Last summer?
Yes.
At Gilmore's when we were getting
awesome.
plants.
Yes.
And we have been trying to get together for now over a year.
Yes.
And boy, this really is one heck of a garden.
Isn't this
here.
an amazing community garden?
It is, and
Yeah.
this isn't the only one. How many are there?
There are at least 10 community gardens. They're different spaces. Some are tiny parks and some are inspirational gardens and memorials. A lot of them grow produce and some just grow flowers and some people just go to meditate.
And some are huge, some are small.
Yes.
And they're all throughout Warren.
Correct. And they're all run by the neighborhood residents, all community led.
And
volunteers.
That's quite a job you have, getting everybody organized and
Yeah,
and excited about doing this. Well, you're really enthusiastic about your job. And I'm so glad we finally connected. But what is the mission of Trumbull Neighborhood?
The Trumbull Neighborhood Partnership, their mission is to improve the quality of life of our residents in Warren. But we also manage the Trumbull County Land Bank. So we want to return vacant land and properties back to our residents. Another side of the Trumbull Neighborhood Partnership is our GROW program, Garden Resources of Warren. And so that means we want to provide food access for our residents through Community Garden, our Warren Farmers Market. We do outreach, we do community cleanups, and we do different things because we are a community development corporation. So our mission is to help our residents and educate.
I know, and now I can't wait to get to the farmers market. That's going to be our next stop. We are just going all over Trumbull County here, but I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, thank you. This is great.
When we're taking our break from pillaging and plundering, we're watching that Casey Malone, we are.
This is Senior Solutions, brought to you by the Reese family, owners of Briarfield Healthcare Centers. This series will explain care programs available to your family. We are at the Inn at Ironwood in Canfield.
So in assisted living, are there different floor plans and sizes available?
There are. We have studio apartments, 1-bedroom apartments, and actually 2-bedroom apartments, which are commonly shared by husband and wife, 2 sisters, and in some cases, just 2 best friends reside in a 2-bedroom.
And do I furnish it myself?
You do. You do. You bring in your furniture, you decorate it. Our maintenance staff then hangs your artwork for you and your TV, but it is your home with your belongings.
Briarfield knows you have lots of questions. We have the answers. With Senior Solutions, you'll have a clear understanding of Briarfield's care programs.
When it comes to your home, how important is pride and craftsmanship to you? Hi folks, John Daly here. In golf, you learn real quick, you win with great teams. Same thing goes for your home. That's why smart homeowners trust Window World. Because every installer takes pride in doing the job right. Energy efficient products, professional installation, and a lifetime warranty you can count on. So call Window World today for a free in-home estimate, and I'll see you on the green.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
It's patio season at Carmela's. Enjoy our family's traditional Italian favorites and creative daily specials. We're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday. Carmela's on Western Reserve Road in Boardman.
You better come on.
Casey, you're going to get your fresh Lake Erie walleye. We were out early this morning, and it's easy to get your limit. So here we go. Now, if you see these fish, you'll see they look kind of funny. The reason why that is every time we catch them, we take a very sharp pair of scissors and we cut the gills, we put them in the live well and let them bleed out. And then we take them from the live well and put them right in a cooler so they're nice and ice cold. I use a tool of choice as a Bubba blade because it has a battery and you can do them anywhere. So what I do is I start in, boom, down to the ribs. Stop short of the tail, flip it over. Now these are pretty cold because they've been on ice all morning, so they'll be okay sitting there for a few minutes, not long. So here's the next step. It's called zippering. So what you do, you lay your fillet down, and there's a line here, and you can see it pretty easy. You go on both sides of it, and then you pull the fish down with your hand, and you pull overhand. Look how beautiful. And then this one here, you give it a gentle tug, and you cut underneath here, and you get the belly side. That goes in the trash. So what I generally do is cut this in half, completely boneless, and look how beautiful it is. Nice and white. It goes into an ice cold bath of salt water. But since these have to immediately go to Casey Malone's kitchen, we're gonna put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in a cooler, and send them on their way.
I hope you enjoyed Chris's lesson in filleting a walleye. I really do appreciate it, Chris, because a long time ago, we went fishing for perch. That's how long ago it was. And we went over to Snug Harbor to have them clean our perch. And they were trying to teach me, and I slaughtered the perch. So Chris, thank you very much. And I will just send all the fish that I catch to Chris to have them do it. And today we are going to be enjoying the walleye that Chris filleted. And Chris and his wife Sue had a great idea. They make their walleye Angelina style. Remember Chicken Angelina that we made, that Barbarina gave me from the Wave restaurant? It's all tied together. And we're gonna do it that way. Garlic, lemon, lightly breaded. It will be delicious. Thank you, Sue and Chris. Let's go over the ingredients, and we're gonna make walleye Angelina. For this recipe, you'll need 4 walleye fillets, 2 lightly beaten eggs, 2 cups of breadcrumbs, 8 garlic cloves sliced lengthwise, 1½ cups of chicken stock, 1 lemon cut into wedges, a ½ cup of Italian parsley chopped, and 1/4 cup of fresh grated Romano cheese. Now this is a really easy recipe, and we're gonna start by coating the fish. We're gonna start with the beaten eggs, and we're just going to soak each fillet in egg and then just put it in the breadcrumbs. Now I like the Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, but if you want them plain, no big deal, because there's gonna be a lot of flavors with the garlic and the cheese and the lemon. So it's really a flavorful dish. So I have a pretty large pan, skillet here, and the larger the better because you don't want to crowd the fish. And I heated the oil over medium, about 1/4 cup, and it's nice and glossy, ready to go. So now I'm gonna put the fillets in and just as many as I can without crowding it. We've got all of these in, and this is gonna be about 4 or 5 minutes while it browns on the one side. And in between, we're gonna drop the cloves of garlic. And this seasons the oil and adds a really good flavor to the fish. And then we're gonna serve it with the fish when it's nice and softened. So there we go. So we'll keep an eye on these, and it'll be about, I'm gonna say 4 to 5 minutes. Then we'll flip the fish and just make sure we do not burn the garlic. All right, these look good, nice and golden. So now we are going to flip each fillet. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Telling you, this is a restaurant quality dish. So I'm gonna flip these over. Perfectly golden. So now we are going to add the chicken stock. We are only gonna bring it up to the sides. We're not going to cover it. So we're adding just enough. There we go, because we love this sauce. Not nice? Oh yeah. And maybe a little bit more. There we go. So now this is going to start to boil a little bit and cook the bottoms. And now we are going to add the lemon. So take the lemon, squeeze them in the pan, all right? And make sure every little fillet gets some. So now we've got all of our wedges in. And, what the heck, how about the juice? And now we are going to add, I did a Parmesan Romano mix, but this is really nice. Just put it on top of each fillet. And I know you're not supposed to do fish and cheese, but in this case, we'll make an exception. And I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. Not garlic, this is parsley, just a little bit. Because we'll do a little bit more when it's serving time. So what we're gonna do is let this sit and bubble up and watch for the sauce to thicken, and then this dish will be ready to go. You saw how easy it came together, and guess what? Look what brings people to my kitchen, food. You love the chicken, Angelina.
Yeah, well, this fish is the kind we used to eat when I grew up in Cleveland. My dad would go down to the lake, there were fishermen that were selling their catch.
And there you have it.
There we had it.
Well, Chris Combine, compliments to the fisherman. He caught this yesterday.
You know, it's funny because you can't even smell the fish. It's so
fresh.
I mean, you can't even smell it.
But look at that, it's flaky.
It's just beautiful.
Beautiful, and I mean so clean. Let me know what you kids
get some
think.
of that garlic in there.
I know, the cooked garlic is delicious. Oh my gosh.
Casey, it is delicious.
Wow.
It just melts in your mouth.
And this was caught yesterday?
I believe so, yes. Then he cleaned it. I mean, you know, I gotta tell you.
Wow. It's so light.
So good. Thank you. He and Sue are the ones that
Nice to
told
see
me,
you,
you
Julie.
gotta do it Angelina style. I've never done that.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Isn't this awesome?
Here's to Lake Erie.
Lake Erie, Chris, thank you. And just go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and look for the Walleye Angelina.
I'm gonna get one more piece.
You're gonna love it. You might even open up a restaurant.
Huh.
Cheers.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Hi, I'm John Stanko. And I'm Robbie Fellman from Boardman Subaru, where it's time for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Now through August 31st, get award-winning vehicles and exceptional offers from the brand you trust. Explore the full lineup of gas, hybrid, electric, and wilderness vehicles, including the 2026 Subaru Forester and the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. There's a lot to discover and a lot to love. Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
Welcome to Kamara Jewelers, a third-generation, family-owned business run by my brother, Rob, and I. We share a passion for beautiful jewelry and strive to help everyone find the perfect piece. From life celebrations to everyday moments, we've been honored to be a part of your story. Our collection ranges from unique natural diamonds to affordable styles, offering something for everyone. Come visit us anytime at Kamara Jewelers, where every piece tells a story.
Get real, get Kamara.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank. And that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
There comes a time when the people who once cared for us need a helping hand themselves. Finding the right support can feel overwhelming, especially when balancing work, family and everyday responsibilities. At First Light Home Care, we provide compassionate, personalized care that helps your loved ones remain comfortable, confident, and independent in the place they call home. When your family needs support, our First Light family is here to help.
Well, this is Patrick Malone from Overall Paint Company, and this is his latest creation, the mural down here at WRTA. Pat, this is quite an operation. I mean, you have to get the cherry picker and everything involved.
And rightfully so. I mean, this has been like a cornerstone of this area of downtown for a long time, so it deserves a little facelift and an upgrade, so I'm excited to be the one to do it.
I mean, half of downtown you've painted. We were just talking, I mean, everything around here is your handiwork.
Yes.
And it really is improving downtown, don't you think?
Yeah, I love it. You know, I've always said, like, Youngstown has so much culture. It's bursting at the seams with culture, but for some reason, whether it be economic decline or just not having the funds to do stuff like this, there's not a lot of public art. And for a city with this much culture, we deserve to be outwardly expressing that now on our walls throughout the city. So I love to see this. I hope more artists pop up, more pieces pop up, all that.
You are also, I should mention, a Youngstown firefighter.
Yes, ma'am.
That's by night,
Yeah.
and by day you're an artist. How did this whole thing start? You said you went to the Pittsburgh Art Institute?
Yeah, so I went to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh, came out, really couldn't find work. So my brother was a Youngstown firefighter at the time, signed up for that, got on the department, and then in my off days, I would help out other firefighters, residential paint, commercial paint, all that kind of stuff. And then over the years, I met Matt from Youngstown Clothing Company.
Right.
And he was opening up a storefront in the Southern Park Mall.
That would have been your first commercial?
Yeah, that was my first one ever. He was like, hey, do you know anyone that could do murals? I said, man, I could give it a try. So I think I did it for like a couple hoodies and t-shirts from Youngstown Clothing Company, but yeah, exactly. So we did it in the back of their storefront, and it was just so good because that place got so much foot traffic, and it started to snowball. Then we did the outside of the mall, and then it kind of, we haven't stopped since then.
Is it all to scale? Like you start with a really small drawing and then you figure it out? Like,
yeah, I mean
the paint needed, the size, I wonder how you figure that all out.
Yeah, it's been like a good, you know, I say like I marry two disciplines, the art discipline and also the commercial painting aspect of it, because knowing that, how to operate a lift, how much paint we need, the primer we need, all that kind of stuff, it's important because this is more of a painting job than it is an art project. Like I would hire a painter before I would hire an artist to work with me because it's just that labor intensive. So yeah, we'll take an image, we'll find the measurements, and we'll scale it up, and then we have multiple different ways of getting it on the building, but yeah.
What is the best kind of paint that will last through, because we've got some severe weather.
Absolutely. All of these paint companies now are making such good exterior paint, but that's what we use. The same stuff you would paint your house with, we're gonna be painting these pieces with, so they withstand the elements for that long. This is satin.
A satin?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, this is a satin.
Do you always use a satin?
I like satin the most because it's not, so the more reflective it is, so like a high gloss is gonna withstand the longest, but sometimes it's a lot, you know, especially on like a storefront and something like that high reflectiveness. So I pick something in the middle. I try never to use a matte just because they wear so
Right,
poorly.
the flat paints, and I just don't think they look like it. So satin, I always use satins too. Good to know.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
And you started your own company.
Yes, ma'am.
So when did you say, officially, I'm in business?
Well, once we did the mall, the Business Journal covered it, and then that was kind of, that was it. I did all the other stopped all the other side work I was doing and took this on.
How long would something like this take?
It's gonna take 3 days.
How long does a person have to wait if they are waiting for a project? How far out are you?
It just depends the time of year. Obviously, spring, summer, and early fall, we're a lot busier. We're probably a lead time of like 3-4 months. But then in the winter, we cut down to probably a lead time of like 6 weeks. Yeah.
How many murals have you painted so far, do you know?
Well, it's weird because they're not all murals, you know what I mean? I label myself as like a commercial artist, like almost like a sign painter. You know, I do a lot.
You do inside too, not just exterior.
Yeah, and a lot of my stuff is like signage, pre-designed logos, stuff like that. So they're not like artistic murals, but we've done just over 140 pieces now.
Are they all local? Have you left town?
We've gone to Chicago, a couple in Cleveland, and even one in Florida. We did the hot dog shop in Florida.
Do you have a favorite? Which one are you really the most proud of?
The Apollo building is, well, I don't know if I'll ever top that one. I mean, that one took 4.5 months. My first daughter was born right in the middle of it. We used 200 plus gallons of product, over 50 colors. It's just, in a lot of ways, that's like kind of my favorite one. And I think it'll always have a really special place in my heart. I had a lot of creative freedom on that one, and that's anyone that I can have freedom to create something, I always hold closer to the heart. But Tim came to me, the owner of that building, and he basically said, I want to make a statement with this, and I really like the Greek god sculpture aesthetic. Yes. So those basically were my parameters. Kind of like colorful, make a statement, and have some kind of like Greek god sculpture in it. So the Apollo was born, and
it's beautiful. Yeah, really, that might be one of my favorites.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, I really like that piece.
In your youth, you know, you've always been artistic. Were you like a good graffiti artist? Could you work with spray paint?
No, I was like my discipline at the Art Institute was industrial design. So everything is like pens, pencils, markers. It wasn't until I started doing the residential painting with the firemen that I learned how to work a brush, a roller, and that kind of stuff. I never painted, but once you learn like the fundamentals of art, they transfer over to different mediums. Yeah, I was never a painter back in the day, but now here I am.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.